about the anticipated testimony of President Trump and how it played out on Monday inside of that New York City courtroom. During testimony in his civil fraud trial, Mr. Trump reportedly repeated what he's been saying all along. He called it a witch hunt. He defended his company. The judge, though, intense, interrupting, calling on the defense to, quote, control your client, warning that Mr. Trump could be thrown out of court for making speeches. He thought that the answers were too long. The president's daughter, Ivanka, due to testify on Wednesday, losing her appeal to delay her testimony, citing the timing of the trial was during a school week. Let's bring in Liz Harrington, spokesperson for President Trump. Liz, thank you for making time to be with us again. We know that he was in, good morning. We know that he was going to be defending himself. He's defended his innocence all along and the innocence of his children. But his attorney coming out and speaking to reporters saying that the judge actually said, I don't want to hear from him. Do you know if that's true?
Absolutely, it's true. This judge, who's a Democrat, by the way, said, I don't want to hear I'm not here to hear what he has to say. I mean, that is astounding. And
why have him testify then?
Well, exactly, because they want to declare him guilty before he ever even stepped foot in a courtroom. Think of it. He's the leading candidate for the presidency of the United States. And yet his political opponents are allowed to drag him into court, declare him guilty before he ever stepped foot in the courtroom, and then try to confiscate his property, his business. I mean, they're trying to destroy him just like they're destroying New York City as crime is skyrocketing. It is a disgrace to our country, and this will be appealed and overturned. When
you speak about an appeal, what does that look like? What kinds of actions by this judge could actually bear? I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, with the judge's actions seeming to be political by many people who watch this case play out, will that actually help the appeal process? Has he broken any rules?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he hasn't even, much of this case has already been overturned in the higher court, and yet he's not abiding by it. He's dragging this case out. It's going through December, wasting an enormous amount of taxpayer resources at a time when the city really needs to be focused on their problems. And of course, the appeal process, we will win because this judge is not upholding the rule of law. He's gagging a presidential candidate, and not just the candidate, his defense. His lawyers weren't even allowed to make objections. Alina Habba was told to sit down and not allowed to speak. I mean, this is a banana republic. It cannot happen in the United States of America. And this is one of the many reasons why President Trump is standing up. It's why he's fighting. It's why he's running for the presidency, to restore equal justice under the law. Any unbiased observer would see this is not equal justice. This is a kangaroo court, and there's political opponents are trying to destroy their number one political opponent. It cannot stand in this country.
What do you want those who are reporting on this story to know about Ivanka's testimony? Because it just seems that there's this debate that she might throw her dad under the bus. Meanwhile, if you look on her Instagram post, she honors her dad and speaks kindly of him.
This is such disgraceful. I mean, can you imagine? Hunter Biden has not even been given a subpoena, has never had to testify under anything. And imagine if any of President Trump's children had a laptop like that with real crimes. I think it's a disgrace that all of his family's being dragged into this. His family did nothing wrong. They built a great business. In fact, they did so much to benefit New York City. They changed the skyline, and he still employs thousands of people. It's such a disgrace. None of this should be happening. But this is why President Trump is fighting so hard. If they can do this to him, they can do this to his family. They can do it to any of us. And that's a really scary thought for our once great country.
How long do you think that the appeal process will take?
It will probably take months. I mean, this trial is not even going to be over until December. But President Trump, it doesn't matter how long it takes. He's going to right this wrong. Again, because who's going to want to do business in New York City? If they can come in, there's no victims. All the banks were paid. I mean, President Trump has built a great business, great properties, employs thousands of people, and yet the state can use the full authority to try to confiscate your wealth when there's no fraud, there's no victims. It's just what they say it is. It's absolutely a disgrace. It doesn't matter how long this appeals process takes. We've got a great legal team, and they're going to fight on the facts and the truth, and they will win.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.